Hi there, I'm Holly McDonald with the Costa Mesa Pod, where we discuss all things concerning the lifestyle, businesses, and activities that make our area such a great place to live. And today, I am so excited to introduce Michelle to our Costa Mesa community. Michelle, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to share a little bit more about our boutique fitness studio to you.
Yes, so we are here at Jador Body Studio. And why don't you give us a little bit of the scoop about your pitch? What is this place?
Okay. So I've been in personal training and in the fitness industry for 16 years. And throughout that time, I have worked at a lot of gyms where they were male dominated and they were male driven and they were male owned. And I was just getting really frustrated, especially in the personal training space, where when it comes to my women, I really, really want to make my hour of one on one personal training very special, very custom tailored to exactly what they need. Whatever that may be, it's a very big thing for me to be able to custom tailor every single 60-minute training session exactly to what their needs are.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that may mean sometimes you get your mom that's overstimulated, she's stressed out, she's got a lot on her plate. This is the 1 hour she gets to feel at peace. This is the 1 hour that she gets to feel seen and heard.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to create a space for that mom to feel seen and heard, for her to have this space feel like her space. And so in a lot of these gyms that I was at, I would ask a simple question. Do you mind? I have this mom coming. She's got a lot on her plate. I'd love to change the music a little bit so that I can have her just feel stress free during her personal training session. And I would get an answer from a male, no. And I would be like, wait, we pay like $1,500 a month to be here. What do you mean, no?
Mm-hmm.
And then it was a 21-year-old powerlifting boy.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 21-year-old, number 2 in the nation, power lifter. And he's also very famous, like influencer on YouTube, deadlifting. Just not the vibe that I was trying to bring to my clients.
Not your audience.
Not my audience. And what was really hurtful was I was so passionate about wanting to bring that level of comfort to my client, my female, that was with me. And that's kind of a lot of the direction that I've poured into across the 16 years too. Is while I would take on years ago male clients, I don't take them on anymore typically, unless maybe it's like your son, your teenager, your boy that you want to work with, a female. But in this case now, it's like I want to put my women on a pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
And I got tired of investing a lot of money in these private training facilities where they weren't putting my women on a pedestal. So over time, I was just like, hey, pay over double, and I get to do whatever I want with my females, or pay half the price and I don't get to do whatever I want with my females. I was like, you know what? I'm so ready to go all in.
I love that. Yes. So you really you were on a mission to transform people's bodies and the spaces in which they were able to do that.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. And I wanted to take away the intimidation aspect out of it. I started in a gym by myself at 19 years old. My first ever gym membership was at 17 years old.
Okay.
And it was a hard time learning weightlifting. I worked out for 3 entire years doing functional training, HIIT training, body weight training, like calisthenics. I actually followed this girl on YouTube called Zuzka Light. And so I started my fitness journey with that for 3 years. Okay. And weightlifting was so intimidating that it took me 3 years to dabble into it.
Yeah, it is intimidating.
And I was part of that same crew of I don't want to get big. I want to look feminine. I don't want to get bulky. I don't want my legs to be any bigger.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of nervous. And so it took me even a few years to introduce myself into weightlifting.
Okay.
So I feel like that's why I'm so passionate. I'm really able to dial into what did that beginner feel like.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'm just curious. So if you were into all of the other forms, what made you decide to transition and
To weightlifting.
yeah, why?
Oh my God, I love telling this story. I love that you asked that question.
Yeah.
So there was this girl, a personal trainer actually.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that she was a personal trainer, but oh my God, her body was beautiful.
Okay.
She had legs, hamstrings, glutes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, her legs in leggings. I was just like, I want to look like that. She's so beautiful. And I had been running for a lot of years.
Uh-huh.
During those 3 years of all the calisthenics,
Yeah.
the body weight, I was running.
Cardio.
So I had little legs. I had
Mhm.
little tiny little legs.
Yeah.
After losing 60 pounds.
Okay.
Okay. So
you're probably feeling pretty good.
I was feeling amazing because I had lost 60 pounds.
Yeah.
But I had no muscle. I was just like little
Mhm.
and tiny. So you could call this term skinny fat. And so I saw this woman who was certainly not skinny fat.
Yeah.
Her legs were just beautiful.
Like
So,
sculpted.
yes, just gorgeous.
Okay.
Amazing. Just gorgeous. Beautiful. Shapely, really shapely glutes, shapely quads, a nice, gorgeous quad sweep. And I would watch her and I would be like, wow, she's doing RDLs with 185 pounds.
Oh wow.
She's squatting 185 pounds. And so I would just admire her in the weight room.
Yeah.
And I'd walk on the treadmill while watching her. And I would be like, oh my God, I'm gonna do that. So then I started with just the 45-pound bar.
Yeah.
Then over time I put a 10 on each side. Then I felt more confident. I put a 25 on each side.
And how soon did you start to see changes for yourself?
I grew 7 pounds of muscle. I gained 7 pounds in 9 months.
Oh wow.
I
Yeah.
was so excited.
That's amazing.
And I was also very happy. You know how it's kind of scary for us girls to gain weight?
Yeah.
I was so excited to gain 7 pounds of muscle.
You're like, this is a victory.
And I was also just so happy that I was mentally ready to accept weight gain because it meant muscle.
Yeah.
Because
Strength.
being that for those 3 years, I was so hyper focused on losing weight, on losing weight, on losing weight.
Yeah.
I was so hyper focused on that, like a lot of people are, like a lot of ladies are.
Yeah.
And then I admired her body so much that I was like, hey, let me go about this a different way.
I mean, you must have been hyper focused to lose 60 pounds. That's
I was.
That's a huge
so
feat.
Frustrated.
Yeah.
And that's where I find myself to be hopefully the perfect fit for a lot of ladies. I was so frustrated.
Yeah.
That being said, I had to keep asking a lot of questions. I asked a lot of personal trainers a lot of questions.
Yeah.
A couple of personal trainers that were in the gym were just so kind to occasionally share with me a meal plan and put me on a meal plan and be like, you're struggling, you're frustrated. Yeah, girl, like I see you busting your butt off here and I know that you're interested.
Yeah.
And like, you know what? I could just give you a meal plan. Just follow it. I was like, I'll do anything you say. So thank goodness I never had to professionally hire a personal trainer, but I had enough personal trainers that were willing to help me.
Yeah.
Because I worked for the gym.
Yeah.
I think they also felt that sweet spot to be like, oh, I just want to help this girl. And I mean, I went through a little bit of a hard time there trying to lose that weight. I had a personal training director that when I was 19 years old, he would look at the gym and he pointed at some girl who had a 6-pack. And he was like, do you see that girl over there? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, that's what a personal trainer looks like. And he would fat shame me. And at that time, I was only like 165. And I had dropped from 175, 180 to 165. And I was feeling so proud of myself. After just 10 pounds, I was so proud. And it was also a different environment. I went from Downey, being a personal training sales counselor in Downey, LA Fitness, to Lake Forest.
Okay.
So that was a different vibe. It was more like Latino and Downey. So all the Latinas were like, you have a beautiful body.
Yeah.
And then I go with my manager who was in Lake Forest and he would be like, that, you see how everybody's tan? That looks healthy. You're pale. You need a tan. You should probably stop by Palm Beach Tan and go get a tan. You should probably lose some weight and work on your abs. And I was like, I'm genetically this big.
Oh my God.
And I really thought I was because I had struggled for so long.
Yeah.
But I was like, dude, I only lost like 10 pounds. Like, calm down. I can't.
Yes. Yeah. It makes you kind of question the healthiness though of what they were
portraying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because I would say no, you don't have to necessarily have X amount of BMI or body fat percentage in order to be a great personal trainer.
Totally.
I would say I would appreciate a personal trainer that follows healthy habits
Yeah,
and a healthy lifestyle so that way they know how to teach it.
totally.
But at the same time, it shouldn't have been so hyper focused on like how my skin color looked and how my
Yeah.
weight looked and how many abs I had to show.
Yeah.
But I will say for myself, I ended up pushing myself so hard that I ended up getting down to 10% body fat. I ended up getting an 8-pack
Oh,
when
wow.
I said I couldn't. So I'm grateful that I got so frustrated
Mhm.
to ask so many questions that ended up helping me be what I feel like is the best trainer I could be
Great.
because I got so many answers
Yeah.
over the years of struggling.
I love your reasoning for getting into this whole industry. So, what do you think makes your specific studio unique here in Costa Mesa? We do have a lot of wellness in the area. We have a lot of
Yes, a lot.
competition.
Yes.
You're here kind of on the border of Mesa Verde, so there's not as much as maybe if you go down towards 17th
Like
Street.
17th, yes, I
Yeah.
agree.
So tell me a little bit though about like why would people want to come here specifically to work out?
So a lot of what we end up attracting, which just melts my heart, is your typical beginner,
Mm-hmm.
which I love it. Sometimes they will buy our private training facility 24/7 access membership,
Yeah.
and I may notice. I may notice because maybe they got on a machine and it looks like they're struggling to use it correctly, or it looks like they didn't know how to use it at all. And then I will kindly run over, and thank goodness I've never interrupted anybody where it's made them feel terrible.
Yeah.
I will run over and just, kindly be like, do you need any help? And then they'll be like, yes, I do. And I'll be like, okay, cool. And so I'll help them on knowing how to use that machine, how to do it safely, or if I see them doing something incorrect.
Yeah.
If I am around personal training, which I do personal train oftentimes all day,
Yeah.
a lot of the time I am around, so I'll scope it out. And if I see somebody doing something incorrect,
Mm-hmm.
I'll run over there and I'll be like, that is such an amazing move. Can I teach you how to do it correctly? And then I'll show them how to do it. And I'll be like, thank you for reminding me about that move. I missed that move and I hadn't done it in a long time, but this is how you do it safely.
Yeah, no, that's
And
so key because obviously you want people to be safe, and then that helps them to
yes,
not only have progress with whatever they're working on, but not injure
yes,
themselves.
yes,
Yes.
absolutely. And that's something that's just so big. I mean, a
Yeah.
lot of these things, you can kind of almost only get better at them if you are spending more hours in the gym
Hmm.
simply working out. However, how much time do people have in order to dedicate themselves to that?
Yeah.
They probably don't have enough time to get really, really great at all of these things in
Yeah.
such a short amount of time.
Yeah. What would you say? And I mean, everybody's different, of
Yeah.
course, depending on how their lifestyle is and whatnot. But what would you say is kind of the healthy sweet spot for people to get in here and train, especially if they're doing weightlifting?
How many times a week?
How many times a week? How long? I mean, you can't be here all day.
I
You are,
love
but
I love to suggest 4 to 5 times a week,
Mhm.
only because as somebody who has been a bikini competitor in the past, I'm going to do another show in 7 weeks.
Oh.
As somebody who's been a bikini competitor in the past, there's all of these muscle groups to train. So we have our delts. I love a good shoulder day. Sometimes my boyfriend will make fun of me, but I love a good 60-minute shoulder day.
Oh, wow.
Just 60
That
minutes
sounds painful.
on shoulders. It
Yeah.
is. But you can train the front delt, the medial delt, the rear delt, and it can take a lot of time to exhaust it. And so it's almost
Yeah.
like you would want like 4 to 5 exercises per muscle group.
Okay.
But then, so if we're talking about like you have your front delt, your medial delt, your rear delt,
Yeah.
you have your bicep, your tricep, lats.
Could take you an hour.
You have your erectors, you have your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes, your calves.
Yeah.
There are so many different muscle groups. So I love to say 4 to 5 days a week,
Mm-hmm.
so that maybe you train glutes 3 times a week, maybe you train shoulders and arms a couple days a week, and
Yeah.
back and chest is thrown into those upper body days.
Yeah.
That would already be 5.
You're right. Oh, totally. Yeah.
But so then that's why I like it like
Okay.
that. If not, I would say if you are a mama, you're trying to lose a little bit of that postpartum weight,
Mm-hmm.
3 to 4 would be ideal. And then we would want to add in some cardio as well. so that we can get, that mama to feeling like herself again, lose a little bit of that, you know, that mommy pooch that we gained.
Yeah.
No fun. I have two babies myself, 3 and 5 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm also grateful every stage I've gone through as a trainer. I feel like I can understand my women more. It was like after I had children, I could understand why you would be tired and you want to eat your kids' chicken nuggets
Yes.
at a late night and you didn't prioritize your protein and make your own chicken and broccoli or something.
Yeah.
I can understand now after having my own kids why you would want to do that.
Yeah.
Why it's hard to wake up for yourself at 5 a.m.
Life experiences, for sure. They definitely train you in a different way. And then you're kind of walking in the shoes of other people. You
Yes.
understand better.
Yes.
And that's important. So I can see how, not to say anything negative about anybody, but yeah, sometimes the younger trainers that just don't have
a 20-year-old.
Yeah. Or the people that have always just had like a good body, let's say, like maybe they were just
Right.
always naturally thin or
Yes.
whatever, may not understand. Whereas
Yes.
somebody who has already had to go through the
Yes.
steps to make their body and their life what they want it to be
Yes.
can now go ahead and kind of help people do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
A nightmare that I had of a trainer who was young, who had just a beautiful figure on her own, in ballet. A couple of clients had transferred over to me at LA Fitness.
Yeah.
So they would see that I would work clients hard. They would see I would measure them. They would
Yeah.
see I would check their body fat percentage, and I would really dive into the data. I love data. I'm a nerd for data.
I love when I meet people that are nerds about data.
I'm a nerd
I think it's
about
so important.
the data.
Yes.
I want the data. So I always tell my client, we're going to hop you on our in-body body composition machine. We're going to go ahead and do that so that we can take a look in depth to how much skeletal muscle mass you have, your body fat percentage, how much total body water you have, your metabolism, all these numbers, but they're going to help me guide you better.
Yeah.
And so, but this one young female, one of the clients, she was a young girl, like 15 years old, wanted to lose body fat, a lot of it. The little trainer that was skinny and in ballet, she said, just drink a glass of milk post-workout. And it was like a 7 p.m. session. And she said, just have a glass of milk post-workout.
Interesting.
And I was like,
haven't heard of this.
I was like, that's not a well-balanced meal. I would have said to that young girl, maybe have 4 ounces of chicken breast, 2 cups of broccoli would be great. And then maybe we can add a complex carbohydrate, like a couple 100 grams of sweet potato. That would be wonderful for you.
Better than a
glass of milk. 15-year-old. I want her to grow big and strong.
Yeah, no, that's super important.
Yeah.
I do have a couple of questions for you about, so the name of the studio. Where did it come from? Does it have a meaning?
So I wanted to, I knew that Pilates culture was enormous. And I wanted to compete against Pilates culture. Why? Because I want to bring women to be encouraged to weightlift. I want women to weightlift. Okay. I want them to know how heavy they can lift and how heavy they can train. Yeah. I want them to love their body. And even if ultimately that means with my help you love your body more, I want you to love your body. So j'adore body means I love body. Yeah. And then the studio, I wanted it to be a little bit vague. Yeah. A little bit vague because I wanted the girls that would typically desire a Pilates studio. Yeah. I wanted them to walk in. That way, yeah, you could get them. They would feel not intimidated, and they would feel like it's cute, it's Instagrammable, it's so like, boutique fitness feel.
It's like Airbnb vibes for a studio because of all of the color. It is very Instagrammable.
Yeah, yes. I love Coffee Dose and all of its different like crazy decor and crazy vibes and the LEDs and the pink. Yeah. And so I thought if I mashed all of that together and I put it into a fitness studio, hopefully it would help girls want to weightlift. Yes.
Okay. And then I also wanted to know, why Costa Mesa? Do you live here? Was there something that just drew you to here?
Very cool answer. So I was in Lake Forest and Mission Viejo for about 5 years, personal training. So I grew up in Lake Forest. I grew up in Mission Viejo. I felt that Mission Viejo, Lake Forest, Dove Canyon, Rancho Santa Margarita Foothill Ranch, it was very hard to penetrate as a business
Uh-huh.
unless maybe you were part of those soccer moms.
Okay. It's a different vibe.
Either
Yeah.
the soccer moms or the baseball moms. I felt like I would need to already be within the clique
Uh-huh.
of those cities in order to be the coach to go to.
Sure.
So I kind of felt like I wanted to stray away from that. And I told myself I'm going to invest in Costa Mesa and see if Costa Mesa could draw more attention from a lot of different communities
Yeah.
to me
Yeah.
and see if it's a little bit easier and less cliquey to be a part of.
I think also being near OCC and just like the young vibe here.
Sure.
I mean, obviously you're attracting all age ranges,
Sure.
but there is a lot of opportunity here for you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I would say less so the young vibe. We do get a lot of moms. We get a lot of ladies. One of my favorite clients, she is beating cancer, and her main focus is gaining muscle mass. And her main focus is gaining weight.
Awesome.
And so it's so cool. We're getting on the scale. We're looking at it in reverse so that we can put muscle mass on her so that we can increase her bone density.
Yeah. Help her fight.
Yeah, we do also have a lot of ladies that are over 50 just trying to increase their bone density.
That's great. I mean, and that's very, very important.
We have one of them. I got her from a Nextdoor app. I try to kind of do a lot of grassroots things to get clientele.
Yes.
So a lot of these small groups like Costa Mesa Buzz.
Yeah.
I try to get a lot of clientele from there because I feel like they're already in my community.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm looking at a vast Instagram of millions and billions of viewers.
Oh, definitely. I mean, definitely being the place that people can find that is hyper local to them makes a lot of sense. People that are in the community are looking at a lot of these apps. You are in a tucked away location, not too tucked away enough to make it like a little bit more private, which is nice.
Yes.
But and it's very accessible, but yes, you're not going to drive by and see you necessarily, which I think is also part of the charm. And the fact that people can access the studio 24/7 is also amazing.
Absolutely. I'm a small business. I'm a mom of the 3 and 5-year-old. So I felt like I didn't want to necessarily be here 24/7.
Yeah.
So I thought, let me go ahead and invest in a nice security system so that they feel safe.
Yeah.
They feel protected. Let me invest in a keyless entry system so that way they can access it with a fob.
That's so key.
And they can come in 24/7.
Yeah.
Let themselves in and out. They can feel like this is their own space.
Yes.
A lot of the girls, they end up working out at 8 p.m. They end up working out at hours where you wouldn't typically work out at. But they don't have to worry about a public gym having certain hours where they can't do it.
Yeah.
And because we are tucked away, I do feel like they feel way safer to be here.
I agree.
The door locks right behind them because of the security system.
Yeah.
So it's just very nice and private. And they just love it. They love the LEDs. They love that it's dark and vibey. They're loving putting on their own music.
I know. It has good vibes here. I mean, I'm sure you can see it through the camera, but if you come here, you'll feel it. So
I love that.
How can people come here and try it out, and where can they find you online? What are all the details?
Yeah, so you can follow us at Barbie That Lifts. That's my personal page, but also my business page as well. And then we have our at J'adore Body Studio. That's JADORE.
Just like that.
Body and Studio, just like that. And so you can follow that page for a lot of the gym updates, but I do kind of try to update both of them with business things.
Yeah.
Just because I have a lot of following on the other Barbie That Lifts page for 15 years.
Yeah. Well, how can we keep track of your upcoming, what is it called? Your upcoming
changes.
I was going to say your performance, but your competition.
Oh, my bikini competition.
Yes. Are you going to be posting about that?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to be posting about that on Barbie That Lifts. And I'm going to be competing in 7 weeks.
Awesome.
I've got some of my trophies up here hung in the gym, and I've got some of my competition photos, and just a lot of my journey is kind of posted in the gym. And
is this your first one since having kids?
It's my first competition.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So it was a little bit scary.
Yeah. No, you'll do great.
Commit to it. I've said a couple times I want to do it after kids.
Yeah.
But then I also had a little phase where I was like, I just found how to have a healthy lifestyle and not track and not weigh food and,
Yeah.
not check my macros and know absolutely nothing about my macros.
Mm.
And I felt like I needed that for a while.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I'm in a healthy space mentally where I feel like, okay, we can do this. But also, I did it to where it would be like an 8-week prep. That way, it's only 8 weeks
Okay.
of hardcore
Yeah.
training and restriction. But you know what's cool? The clients are really, really loving it.
I bet. I'm sure they're all rooting for you.
They're not only loving it for that purpose, but
Uh-huh.
when they see that the blueprint works to get me ripped,
Uh-huh.
they see that the blueprint could potentially work for them.
So it's inspirational. Yeah.
Yes. And then if I'm posting, I post a lot of my fitness journey.
Yeah.
Always. I'm
Okay.
always incredibly transparent about my fitness journey. So if I'm posting my meals, my cardio, the time that I woke up for myself to do my cardio,
Yeah.
which right now I'm trying to do it at 4 a.m.
Mm.
If I post it, they are like, okay, I've got to do an hour. She's eating tilapia and asparagus. I've got to get my tilapia going. They'll DM me and be like, how did you cook that?
Oh, that's amazing.
What was the level of air fryer that you used?
So yeah, there's a lot of benefits. You're very personalized and accessible and everything. So yes, I love
and
that.
they can learn more about what I'm doing for myself, and I feel like that helps them learn more about this lifestyle.
Amazing.
And I feel like they get to learn it in real time to a lot of the things that they're struggling with.
Yeah.
Because I will literally be like, I really miss my Annie's mac and cheese that I got to try leftovers from my kids.
Yes, it must be so tempting.
The white cheddar is my favorite. But you know what? We can't eat that right now because we're in a cutting phase.
Just 8 weeks.
So just 8 weeks, we're in a cutting phase. And so I don't know. It's really cool that I get to show my clients like the relatability of like, this is what it's like when we're really locked in on our goals. This is how we're going to do it. This is the blueprint. And if you follow it along with me, you and I can be on that treadmill together, losing weight together. We got this.
Yes, amazing.
So we can be sore together. So
what a great inspirational coach. I love this.
I appreciate you.
All right. Well, Michelle, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm
yes.
So excited.
So make sure to check out Michelle and J'adore Body Studio. Thanks
awesome.
so much.
Yes, we're on the backside of Harbor and Adams, and we're located more so landed right on Peterson Place, right by the Goodwill and the new Rove charging center that you just saw. So yeah, that's where we're located.
Awesome location.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.